This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
He has been doing this for decades in bringing joy to kids' parties, even adult parties, whatever it might be, as an incredible magician. But it goes deeper than that. He is a showman, a professional. Today we're going to talk about, he's also a motivational speaker, by the way. Today we're going to talk about hiring somebody for a party and all that goes into it. And this is for those of us that want to hire a party or an entertainer for our kids' party or any other party, but also for those who are maybe looking to get into the industry, or maybe you're into it and you want some insight. The amazing Kevin joins us on the program. Kevin McGuire's here. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Steve. Thank you. Just another glorious, wonderful day today. You know, there are so many things that I didn't know when I first started out and doing this, and it was how do I get my leads? When do I show up to the party? How do I create my schedule? You know, I have all these other places, the ideal way would be to have a magic show in every block of the area that you're working in, so that you just go out one door and drive down the street and hit the next one and drive down the street to hit the next one, and so forth and so forth. It's not like that. In some cases it is, depending on the density of the area and the high popularity demand. You can almost create a circuit for your shows as you go and do them.
It's a great point you bring up here, though, because I just saw a vision. If you did pool cleanings, you could say to somebody, or pool openings, yeah, I'm going to be in your neighborhood. I could hit you up, and then I got somebody else not far away, and then do 4 in succession. But when it comes to what you do, parties, it's very date specific. It's right.
Time.
Yeah.
It's like Easter's coming around and everybody wants 12 o'clock. You get, it becomes a premium date. Dates like that, like Easter, Christmas, Halloween, those are premium days. Sorry, but we charge more because we can get, not because we can get more, it's just because it's a high popular date. I try to keep my prices pretty consistent across the board because I want repeat clients.
Sure.
And if you really enjoy what I do, then you're going to need to hire me again. And I've had people hire me 5 times in a row, for their birthday child event. I've had people that, I did one client, their child turned 6, and then 5 years later, they hired me to do their 11th birthday.
Wow.
Because it's 5 years, but it's a repeat client, and they I made a really good impression. So booking, how do you book? What do you tell them? What do you ask your clients to help them? So I have a brief little text message that I'll send to you that, it's pretty much your name, date, time, location of the event, your email, phone number, your name. Okay. And when I get all that information, like say that the party's going to start at 12 o'clock. Okay. And the guests are going to be arriving at noon. I said, well, normally you want to do it at like 12:30 or 12:45, within 30 to 45 minutes of your guest arriving. Okay. The ideal window time is 30 minutes for us because the attention span of children, the longer that they're idled, the more chaos is driven in. So bringing them in is a little bit harder. But when they first come in, they're like, yeah. But then when you bring them in to do the magic show, they sit. They sit and they are locked in for 45 minutes. Now, 45 minutes without an electronic device, that's magic. I don't care.
That's magic in itself.
Um, so with those events, I tell the clients, look, I'm going to show up a half an hour ahead of time. Uh, and while your guests are arriving, I will be setting up and getting ready for the show. If you're going to feed the kids and you're going
Mm.
to order pizza, ideally, what you would want to do is have the pizza come 15 minutes prior to the party coming. So that way it's not like all at once. It's like they come in, the guests come in, you serve up the pizza for everybody. They get a belly full of food and drink, and then you have them come on over. Then I do my magic show for 45 minutes, wrap that up, and then they go on over and they do the cake and the ice cream, get loaded up on sugar, and then the parents come and pick them up and take their kids home. It's a win.
So let me look at that formatically. Should you do the food before the magician shows up, or should you do the show, then do the food, then do the cake? Does it make a
Well,
difference? Or
it,
there might be some there.
well, okay, so think about it this way. Do you want to ice cream right after they eat? If it sometimes depending on how they're doing their event and how much time that because the typical birthday party is 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours max. Anything longer than that, it's a stay over or it's just, you know, whatever it is. The party's pretty much 3 to 4 hours. Okay. And in that time frame, you're going to want to, if you're going to feed them cake and ice, if you're going to feed them pizza and junk or snacks or whatever it is that you decide to do healthy, and then show, and then cake and ice cream, cupcakes or whatever it is on this end, it works out pretty well with a 3 hour window. So
Gotcha.
12 to 3, that is actually pretty good for parents. 4 hours is, yeah, they're just going to play and have some more fun. Okay, cool. I've done events where they had it at a jungle gym, big giant playground where the kids would run around and bounce in the ball pits and everything else. And you're like, oh my God, this is going to be such a distraction. These kids are going to want to go play in the ball pit and go down the slide and everything. No,
Wow.
nope. 30 kids sitting on the ground and just having the time of their life. Parents in the background going, "Oh my God, who are you? What are you doing?" You know, after I finish up with the kids, if I have enough time, I'll sit down and I'll do card tricks and I'll do card magic with the guests and entertain them as well for an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes and then out the door. But that's self-serving for me because what am I doing? I'm creating connections with the clients that are there. I'm establishing who I am and what I can do. And I'm creating an opportunity to get another booking, to hire me again for your event. And if
Hmm.
I can pick up a gig from a gig, then you are doing the system as it should be. And that's where money starts coming in at, you know. Um, what about the client that wants to, I can't afford you. You're too expensive. That's too much. Can you give me a discount? Can you give me, I get it. I understand. Um, but again, there are the magicians that you could hire for $200 and they may or may not show.
Hmm.
If you hire me and we have a term and agreement, I'm coming. Unless you decide to cancel, I'm going to be there. You're paying for me to be there for that day. So no other clients that come in after your booking, after I've sent the stuff off and you've paid the retainer, you're gold. Once that retainer is paid, somebody could call me up and say, "Hey, Kevin, can you come and do a $3,000 show for us?" And I would say, "I'm sorry, I'm booked." And that's the true value of a professional. Oh no, are you crazy? I'd go do the 3,000. No, because the one client that you're going to go do it and bail out on because you think you got a better deal over here, that other client could bury you. Or you are no longer have value and integrity and your word. And there are only a very few things that we can provide. Our word is one. Okay.
Oh, your integrity, it's
Accountability.
everything. Yeah.
If you're going to want to tank it and be, oh yeah, it was only one. No, I've missed a couple gigs in my time by double booking, which I don't double book anymore. I've missed a gig due to it just didn't make it to my calendar.
Mm.
And with clients like that, I've returned I've given them full refunds, uh, retainers, free shows, anything that I could do to reestablish the connection. But once the day is gone, it's lost. You're not going, you can't go back in time and recreate that one day to give it back to them. It's over. So you have to decide, you, God, there's just so much in that. You have to decide if it's worth it.
And gosh
So
forbid you cancel on somebody because of the $3,000 gig and they find out. They see a post somewhere and there you are doing that gig when you should have been at theirs. I can't even
are
imagine what would happen from that point.
are you ready for this one, Steve? This one sucked balls. Um, I had to cancel a gig on a lady because I had a death in the family.
Mm.
And she was uncompassionated about it. She had no compassion for it. I said, "Look, I am terribly sorry. I can't make it. I, I had a death in the family, and I'm dealing with some emotional. I'm emotional. I mean, come on. I lost my dad,
Mm.
and I said, look, I have somebody that can do the event. It will be the same price. Don't worry about the retainer. Just pay him the remaining balance for the event. I've set you up with somebody else that can be able to come out and do it and provide you. You'll still have a magician for the event." And she just went off. I regardless of the fact that I had a death. And I'm like, okay, so I understand this is your child's day, but my emotional side of things that I got going on, you have no compassion on that one. I'm just like, wow. Um, yeah, that was a hard one. I, I
Wow.
I don't ever like to cancel on anybody anyways, but again,
Oof.
and then okay, so we're at the party. We're at the party. We're getting ready to do a magic show. And the kids are running around like crazy. They're so hyped up and hyper on sugar that you can't even get them to sit still for 2 minutes, at least alone to start an introduction. And then the parents in the background, they're talking and chattering loud, and you're screaming at the top of your lungs just to be heard for the children in front. What do you do? Well, I say, "May I have your attention, please?" And scream or project a loud voice. "May I have your attention, please?" And when the room silence, I say, "Hello, thank you everybody for coming out. I do have a couple a couple announcements that I'd like to make. One of them is I love adult conversation. Adults in the back, I love you guys. You guys are absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad that you guys made it. And I understand adult conversation is the greatest thing in the world, especially when you got somebody that's entertaining the children and keeping it so that you are uninterrupted with that thirst of, oh my God, thank you for giving me a break. And
Yeah.
well, even though that you may think a whisper, maybe. But when you start talking, it becomes louder and louder. Understand that the whisper into the normal state of talk you are going to be louder than I. I have a recommendation. If you like, please come in, see the show, stay, and enjoy. But if you must have that conversation, I recommend that it's really nice outside, but if it's that cold, put on a coat and enjoy. I'm just saying, please be mindful of your conversations if they get too loud. All right. And then once I address the adults on the voice thing, as I go through the show, if there's a time and a spot that I can use, because I have a puppet, and I think I might have mentioned this once before. His name's Cece. So when I say, and Cece talks, and I'm like, shh. So I'm actually shooing a fake, a puppet, but it actually has a double edge. It shuts the parents up, makes
Yeah,
them listen.
I love it
And
because
then,
you're not singling anybody out, but you're getting the message across.
so now you got high energy kids. Now the kids are still wound up and they're not breaking. I picked this one up from my friend Eric Claus, the Great Zucchini. I love that guy. That guy is just a great children's premier children's entertainer. So he does a show, but he also does games in the show. Games not so much all the time, but how to burn off energy. And I'm like, that's genius. I'm like, okay. So when the kids are you know, acting all wild and crazy, I'll do an exercise. I'll do an exercise for them, stand up, get down, stand up, miscount, this, that, listen, play tag, hide and seek, come back 5 minutes, I'll go and find you, come freeze, monsters in the graveyard, whatever. A list of games and opportunities that you can interact with the kids to take out 5 minutes of them burning energy out. So then when they sit back down and you start the show and you do really powerful pow pow magic for them, because a lot of these kids haven't seen magic. They're a kid. Adults, we've seen that. We know how that's done. There's a thumb tip. Oh my goodness, I've seen that one before. But some adults, they have never seen magic. And so when they do get to see it for the first time, they really, really enjoy it because they do go back to their kids' time frame in their mind of like, man, that would have been so cool. Um, Engaging the masses. I mean, that's another one. I mean, I got tips on my website, and blogs for people to snack and wrap and go. What were you going to feed? Are you going to stay with the traditional hot dogs and pizza? Or are you going to feed them healthier foods? What are your healthy go-to? Me, I like Chick-fil-A.
Oh my gosh. If I'm going to eat fast food, bing, that's it.
You,
On the
you know,
chicken soup, amazing. Do you,
ah,
during your shows, do you occasionally, and I guess every case is different, incorporate the adults or an adult, or do you single them out just for
oh,
fun?
so I was doing a blue and gold event,
Boy
and they
Scouts,
wanted
right?
the Boy Scouts, and they wanted the den leader, den master, to be in the show. I'm like, okay. So I pulled them off to the side, and you know, when you're calling somebody up on stage, you can do one of two ways. You can just call them up and have them come up and do it, or you can call them off to the side and say, hey, we're gonna do we're gonna do this, this, and this. And the only reason I'm saying that we're gonna do this, this, and this, it's going to add to this, this, and this. Don't be afraid, don't be nervous. There is no right or wrong way to do this. And what I'm gonna have you do. So just relax. Just relax. We're gonna hang out. We're just gonna hang out up here, we're just gonna have some fun. So breaking ice, it helps when you bring people up on stage. It's part of that pre-show injection. So you socially interact with the parents and the adults, creating bonding moments so that when you are performing your show, you have points of people to look at.
Mm.
You can smile, you can pull energy from them, they can pull energy from you. They see it and they enjoy it. Um, staying on topic, shiny penny squirrel. Um, uh,
Well, I think with any
yeah,
show you do, you always want to
the blue
have
gold.
your allies out there. So, even just meeting a couple of the parents before the show begins and you kind of feel them out to see, that one might be good, just to have a little bit of fun with, and bring them in. Right.
What about the kids?
And
How do
then
you
there's
know
that.
which child to pick?
Oh, yeah.
You don't pick the one that goes, oh, pick me. So that doesn't work. I don't pick me's. It's written in the handbook. It says anybody that says me, I can't pick you. I'm sorry, you can't pick you. You can't. No, no. You have to be sitting crisscross, applesauce, and hands in your lap. Are you sitting crisscross, applesauce? Oh, you are. Okay, cool, cool. And the other one is I pretend like I have somebody behind the curtain, and I tell them, I say, hey, look, I have somebody behind the curtain right now, and they're taking notes on who's sitting crisscross applesauce, who's not talking during the show, who is eager to help but not, hold on, let me go check real quick. I look behind the curtain, and I'll be like, yeah. You mean the one in the striped shirt? Yeah. No. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. Oh, what? Oh, the one with the. Did you get the one with the pink bow? And I'm like, okay, good, great. All right. It looks like everybody is still on the list, and you're on the good. So just saying. There's a
I
fun.
I love this because it takes the responsibility off of you. You're never the bad guy because you're
Right.
dealing with, the person behind the curtain. You've got so many of these like little techniques that I'm sure over years you've acquired that nobody would ever think of, but this is because you're amazing, no pun intended, but yes, at what you do in terms of working with kids and recognizing things that work and don't work.
Well, I hate to say it, but failure is success. In this kind of a case, you don't want to fail on national TV or while you're doing your YouTube or the podcast right now and flash or give a tale. No, everything has to be picture perfect, pristine. Um, and you should take that same kind of thought process throughout all your shows, whether they're live or not. Um, but the birthday parties, if you make a mistake, it's not very. You can hide it better.
Yep.
You can hide it better. You don't have 3 million people um, contesting what you're doing
But it
or
can make
pointing
the
it
show
out and being haters.
I'm sure it makes the show fun too, where it wasn't planned, but maybe, the adults are looking, they think it was
Or
part of the show, but it's really not. When something goes a little awry or, like a little challenge or whatever.
they don't know what they don't know until you
Yeah.
tell them. And that's the beauty about it. Did I mean to do that or did I not mean to do that? Oh, I saw you do. Oh, no, I was supposed to do that. You were supposed to see that, and they don't know. And
Yeah.
then it becomes a psychological thing that, uh, it becomes a psychological thing. Well, maybe I was supposed to show it, for them. But again, your new clients are at the parties that you go to. Good places for to put your stuff out at. You got to know where the moms go. You got to know where mom is going to go. Moms go to hair salons.
Mm.
Moms go to, different places. Hair salons are a good one. Nail salons are another.
And
Hair
mom,
salon, nail salon.
mom Facebook groups. You make the
Yeah,
Facebook
mom's
group with
Facebook group.
positivity. Yeah, I mean that's the Bible. That's golden. You serve. We're out of time. You're it's Stafford, Virginia, and what other areas? Washington D.C., I believe.
Yeah, Washington, D.C., Stafford, Virginia, Richmond, Maryland, uh, pretty much in the tri-state area. Um, I'll travel. I'll travel out of the state if you want me to come to you. I don't have a problem with that. That being outside of the tri-state area.
Gotcha.
Um, Again, you can reach me at my website at theamazingkevin.com. You can call, text me at 703-675-5323. I'm pretty good at text responding. I get a lot of calls from all over. Once you book, it's simple. Just to let you know, for booking purposes, I'll send you my show package details for your birthday party event. If it's a family adult event and you wanted something like that, then I would send you those prices. But for the birthday party specials, I'll send you that and plus what I need for booking. Once I get that information, I'll send you 2 emails, a Google invite, and an invoice for retainers. Once those both are satisfied and met,
It's
you're
showtime.
booked, and I will be
It's showtime.
it is showtime. Normally I'll send you a text 2 days prior to the event and go over the address, date, and time, and say, hey, looking forward to seeing
Love it.
everybody. I mean, people book me a year out in advance. So I
Thank you.
gotta
Thank
make
you for
it
today
possible.
peeling back the curtain, like really showing us what goes involved. And they're giving me the sign that I need to disappear right now. So
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
appreciate you. Thank you. We'll catch up soon. Okay.
All right.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.